Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. I just got back today from the York train show. The fall 2023 York train show has come and gone, and I had a great time. Well, I mean, obviously I had a great time. It's an amazing train show. I really enjoyed myself. I spent some time with good friends, talked to a whole lot of people. So if I saw you there, if you stopped me to say hi and have a little conversation, thank you for doing so. It always makes the experience that much cooler to talk to people that I otherwise wouldn't get to. I was there for 3 days. And I have to say, one of the reasons I went for Thursday was to see my buddy Sean from Sean's Train Depot spend his money. Because every time I go to York, I go Friday and Saturday. And on the Friday, I hear about all the amazing things that Sean has bought the previous day. Well, you know what he did to me this year? To me. I'm such a victim here. I went Thursday, partially to stand by and watch as Sean spent some money and bought some amazing stuff. And you know what he did? He bought one cast iron sign all day on Thursday. I am so disappointed. But other than that, everything was fantastic. I personally came home with some things you would probably expect me to come home with, and one thing you're probably not expecting. The first day of the show, I spent $30. I was pretty impressed with that because I got a bag full of stuff. Now, some of it might be considered garbage to some of you, but to me, I like it. Old, broken stuff makes me happy, just as much as some of the new, shiny stuff. So I'm happy with the $30 I spent on Thursday, even though I spent more than Sean, which I'm still disappointed by. Friday, I spent the majority of my money on this item that you may or may not be expecting. And then Saturday, I think I spent $30 on Saturday. So that's not bad. I'm not sure that counts as a $30 train show challenge, but as far as I'm concerned, they're all a win. Might as well start with the last day. I picked up a Northern Pacific General Coal Company 554 Marks hopper card. I have one or two or four of these, I don't know, but this one was in pretty good shape, and for $3, I figured I had to add it to my collection. Besides, it's got metal wheels, so that was a win. I had a video come out on the Friday of York that highlighted something that was given to me by a particularly fantastic person, and it was a Marks engine. It's a slightly different Marks than I'm used to, and it has those funky couplers on it. So I picked up this Baltimore and Ohio hopper. I was told it's got scale wheels and it's a little more rare, but for $7, whatever. I think it looks fantastic, and I'm going to enjoy adding this to my hopefully growing collection of cars to run behind my Marks 1998. So what else came home with me on Saturday? Well, you might be surprised, or you might not be surprised to know a couple of Weaver cars. There really were not a lot of Weaver cars at the show, but I did manage to find this nice Pennsylvania hopper with coal load. Rolls really nice. It's similar to the 4 hopper set I got recently, but different. But they're going to look awesome together. So that's $20 so far for Saturday. And here's the rest of it. No coal load in this one, but it's a Reading hopper. We're going backwards, but we're going to skip over Friday because that's kind of my grand finale. So we might as well talk about Thursday. Yes, a nice blue plastic bag. And honestly, at the moment, I don't really remember what's in there. This is not the nicest one I saw that day. Matter of fact, the trucks are a little funky. The shell's a little dirty. But it's got all 4 steps. What is it? There should be no surprise. A 2254 Baby Ruth car. Certainly didn't need this, but I kind of felt like I had to buy one. So I did. I'll try to clean it up. Maybe it will end up looking decent. For $2, I picked up this Marx pacemaker to go with the new 1998 that I've got. The rest of these Marx cars, yes, they're all Marx cars, range between $3 and $4, all with metal wheels and metal couplers. Got another 554 in the Northern Pacific. I got a blue Northern Pacific 554. I don't know if I've seen this one before. It's not a 554, but it is a Northern Pacific General Coal Company car. It's a 1678. And that's, I think, a color I don't have. And that one's actually in really nice shape. This next one, a very basic car. It's a Pennsylvania 738-701. And I don't know if I have any like this. I'll have to look. Unfortunately, the end is kind of broken. The tabs had snapped off. But a little dab of crazy glue or something, it'll be just fine. And to round off my Thursday purchases, a Rock Island 552. So 2 Weaver cars, a Baby Ruth, 6 of the 6-inch Marx cars, and 2 of the longer Marx cars that I'll run with my 1998. All that for $60. I think it was $60. It might have been less. I honestly cannot remember. It's so overwhelming to be amongst all those trains that sometimes memory fails me. Now, I'm sure we all have slightly different goals when we go to a train show, especially when we go to a train show as large as York. My main goal, really, was just to enjoy myself. Hang out with some friends, talk to some people, look at a bunch of trains, and just enjoy the environment. And I definitely did that. I know some people feel like a show like this is not complete without spending a whole lot of money, but to me, I feel better having not spent a whole lot of money. I mean, as it is, I feel like I was right at my limit that I'm comfortable with. I think some, restrained budget buying makes it a little bit more rewarding than just throwing my cash at everything I see. But oh man, is it tempting. I think it was 36 seconds into the show and I found something I really wanted. And I couldn't because I had just gotten there. I was like, I'm not buying that. That was a K-Line 040 switcher. And I've been looking at those every time I see one. I've seen prices range between like $150 and $300. There are a couple different versions, I believe. One with just like a whistle, one with maybe TMCC. And it's a really nice looking engine. But I just wasn't feeling it yet, I mean, I found one, it was a good price, but I see them somewhat frequently. I figured I'd come back to it later and make a decision then. Well, long story short, too late. It was gone when I went back. It was that good of a price, it was gone. So you snooze, you lose. There were a number of other things I came across. A set of Bud cars, the B unit for the Santa Fe PA1 that I have. This was the best price I've ever seen it. It was $85. Last time I saw one, it was $100. And while it would have been really good purchase to add the B unit to that PA, again, I just wasn't set on it. So I continued to walk around. And I'll be perfectly honest, I don't know much about the models post MPC era, things with TMCC or Legacy. I really don't know enough about any of that. MTH, I don't know. I honestly don't know. And we were walking around one of the halls, and I saw an engine, and my eyes were drawn to it in the normal way. I saw a price tag that was something that I would be willing to spend, so my eyes zeroed in on it to take a look at it. I leaned over the table, I looked at the engine, and then I tried to casually, urgently call Nick over to look at it because he knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. Now, you might be saying this is a ridiculously long lead-in. And you're right. You want to know what it is, and I want to show you. It's a K-Line engine, cab number 6096, for the Pennsylvania Reading Seashore line, which I think is pretty neat. It was a Southern New Jersey-based railroad that essentially ran from Philly to Atlantic City and was jointly owned by both the Pennsylvania and the Reading Railroads. That's about as much history as I could dig up on it because, well, I'm more interested in the toy than the prototype. So what engine is it? It's an 060 switcher with a slope back tender, and it has TMCC. Obviously, at the moment, I'm running it conventionally. But as I was running this on Nick's layout, I was really thinking it might be time for me to step into 1994, 1999 technology and get a TMCC base remote and whatever else it is I need. So I'll probably be looking for one of those in the next few months, because while this is a gorgeous engine and it's really a step up from the switchers that I have, I just feel like I'm not getting the most out of it with just running it conventionally. So I think I'm finally ready to step up to some older technology that's still new to me and get some TMCC. But we'll see. Who knows? At the moment, I'm just thrilled to have this engine. It runs really nicely, sounds good, smokes nicely, and it's just, I think, a really nicely detailed engine, and it's a plus that it's a New Jersey-based one. I did do a quick look for other items that were Pennsylvania Reading Seashore, and not much came up. I think I saw like one passenger car, and that may be it. So these were used, obviously, for switching, but I figured if I could get a passenger car or two, maybe a caboose, a box car, then I could use it to pull like a combined consist and just kind of enjoy it that way. Now, since it's jointly owned by Pennsylvania and Reading, I figure I'm perfectly well to run Pennsylvania or Reading equipment behind it. So I'll probably just end up doing that. But if I ever do find a Pennsylvania Reading passenger car, I just hope it's not too much because I'm really going to want it. Enough talking. Let's watch this thing run. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.